guys, so welcome, and we are so excited to see you all. Do we have any business announcements?
I do.
Alex.
Excellent. So we've been getting a lot of questions about camp, about the potential of camp happening and whatnot. And so Whitney and I thought it might be helpful if we put together a little video with her asking the questions and me doing the answers, though Whitney knows the answers. So if you have any further questions, you are more than welcome to ask Whitney or myself, and we'll go ahead and get started. Go ahead, Whitney.
Okay, Alex, this one's been a big one. Will camp be open this summer?
Yes. Well, hopefully. We are planning. We're going to go forward as though camp is opening. A few things to keep in mind that need to happen. One, the whole COVID environment needs to continue to improve. Changes in COVID projections, case numbers, available staff, as well as guidance from national and state level may alter our plans to operate. So yes, there is a chance we could ramp everything up, get everyone signed up, hire staff, and have to cancel, which I imagine many folks are used to at this point because that's just the way things are in this new era of COVID. So please keep that in mind when planning and ensure you have a plan in place should camp not happen. We will have policies in place to do our best to mitigate risk and provide safety for all our campers, and our campers will need to be able to follow these policies. We'll go a little bit more in depth than that in just a moment. 3, we will need to be able to find staff. We are going to be limited to the number of international staff we have. We're hopeful that we'll still have some, but we're not going to count on having the same number of international staff that we normally have. And 2, with the lapse in years, a lot of our returning staff have graduated. And so we may have a few less returning staff than normal as well. So we are asking for folks to help with that. And we'll talk a little bit about that later.
Awesome. Okay. What are the new policies and what is camp doing to ensure the safety of our campers and our staff?
All right. First, these policies are not a guaranteed method of preventing infection. They are the best practices and best research methods, providing what is known as a Swiss cheese method. So one of these policies alone has holes in it. But when we do one on top of another, then we stack them up and provide good protection, reasonable amount of protection. So we will be operating a shorter summer than normal. We will be having a few less campers per session than normal. So spots are limited. The fun will not be limited. We will also be following the Phase 3 guidelines as stated by the Virginia Executive Order 72. These are required of all overnight summer camps that are operating this summer, so we must be following these rules. One is before arrival, all campers will either need to provide a negative molecular COVID-19 test, so showing they don't have COVID-19 through a molecular test within 7 days of coming to camp. Or you can conduct a 14-day screening of the camper and all persons in the family as defined by Executive Order 72. Campers utilizing the symptom screening must restrict their close contacts to just those folks within their family. Camp will provide the necessary paperwork to complete this as necessary. We will be providing refunds if your camper is sick at any point prior to coming to camp in the 2 weeks or 3 weeks prior to coming to camp. Please let us know and please do not come to camp. As many of you know, our campers are higher risk. And one of the best things we can do to protect ourselves is for those who are sick to stay home. Yeah. Check-in and check-outs will look a little bit different this year. As you sign up, we'll go a little more in depth on that for you, but just know it'll likely involve staying in and around your car, and weather permitting, us coming out to you and serving you at your car, or going to the pavilion and staying outside. We do ask anyone who goes inside any area that you wear a mask, or if you're within 6 feet of folks who are not from your family, that you wear a mask. Which kind of leads into our next one. So we will be utilizing a cohort method. In the cohort model, each cohort is considered similar to a family unit. The state of Virginia requires, and the American Camp Association highly recommends, that cohorts be used by overnight camps to mitigate COVID-19 risk. Implementing this cohort model and using the following guidelines may not prevent the spread of contagions within a cohort or within a cabin, though it will substantially reduce the spread, limiting it just to one cabin. Cohort size, as stated by the state, is to be no more than 25. So a little bit more about this. So cohort members, cabin mates, they all sleep in the same cabin, and campers are not going to sleep with a mask on. So it's assumed that that is your family unit. So if someone within that family unit has it, it's likely to be spread within that one family unit. That's why it's really important that we do all the stuff before campers come to protect that family unit. And then these methods will keep it from going to the whole camp. So when family units, when cabins are together, they don't need to wear masks. But the minute they set foot inside with other folks, people who aren't from their cabin, then they will need to wear a mask. If they're outside and within 6 feet of someone, then they need to wear a mask. If your camper is potential to run up to people who aren't in their cabins, then they will need to wear a mask as well. So a little example. So if a cabin is at horses and they are on the benches by the horses with their cabin, and it's just their cabin there, then they don't have to wear a mask. But when a camper gets up to go ride a horse, and the horse specialist who is guiding the horse isn't from their cabin, then those folks will need to wear a mask. And if your cabin is down at the fishing pond and it's just your cabin at the fishing pond, then you don't need to wear a mask. So there will be some mask wearing, but it will not be as much as maybe some folks have experienced with schools and other areas. All camp gatherings are somewhat allowed. However, campers from different cohorts or different cabins must wear a mask whenever they're inside together and must physically distance. So at camp, some of this may look like having a campfire and we're just really spread out. Or we're having a dance at the tennis courts and we have taped off designated areas for each cabin. So we're dancing within our cabins and then we're kind of all together and we can do our awards there as well. Yeah. Illness, if a camper exhibits any signs of COVID-19, we will ask that they go home at least within 8 hours to protect our campers and our staff. And we will be communicating to folks anything that goes on as needed. Yeah. Whew.
Yeah, that's a lot, but it's keeping our campers and our staff and our caregivers and families in mind. Safety
Absolutely.
is most concern.
Yes, and this is just the highlights. So we have another 8 pages of guidance that we've written up for ourselves on how to clean, what to clean, when to clean, activities, and links to CDC guidelines on how to operate in the pool and all that fun stuff. Yeah. So there's more than just that.
So my camper is vaccinated. Do they still need to abide by these policies?
Yes, unfortunately, yes. The Department of Health will still be enforcing these policies, and it seems unlikely they'll change these policies, as these are guidelines and rules for overnight camps, of which the majority serve campers who are children who will not be vaccinated. So no. Also, the CDC guidelines that allow people to be a bit more lenient around some of these guidelines, like mask wearing, it's restricted to just being around other people who are vaccinated. And we do not expect all our campers to be vaccinated. We highly recommend it, but we're not requiring it, and it will not change whether or not we accept someone or not. It is highly recommended.
So, what can our camp families do to help us?
Well, what they can do first and foremost is apply. Yeah. Again, if you have reservations, you can apply. If you don't, you can hold off on making payments if you're worried. Just go through the application process. You can see, we'll email you all the stuff we just went over. You'll see some other things throughout the application. Contact us if you have any reservations or any questions. Whitney and I are happy to talk to you. Happy to chat about camp. Always love talking about camp. And the second thing, as mentioned before, we are in need of staff, all staff. We will likely need a nurse for a few weeks here and there. We will need lifeguards, a horse specialist, and camp counselors, lots and lots of camp counselors. In fact, we are hoping to hire a few more than needed to protect ourselves should someone need to be quarantined or something like that. So we do ask for help. We will be sharing some things via Facebook, via email. Please share with anyone and everyone. Anyone over the age of 18, send our way. We'll do the interviewing and the weeding out, so don't worry about that. Just send anyone and everyone that you think may be interested our way, please.
Whew, that sounds all awesome. This is all exciting news. So
yes.
Yes.
Cannot wait to
I know. Camp's been way too quiet. It's been way too quiet. But yes, there will be camp this summer, pending COVID numbers, staffing, everything like that. It is a year. We've been in this for a year, so backup plans are a must. Yes, we have a plan and a policy in place. We have a big plan in place for everything. We've done our research. We're still doing our research, and we're moving with everything that is changing and everything. We're trying to keep up with that all. And if you know anybody, let us know. We would love to meet all your people and have them come work at camp. Campers love seeing their friends outside of their communities at camp and share camp with them. And finally, if you have any questions or any thoughts, concerns, anything, please reach out to Alex and myself. We love to chat with you guys and catch up and see how things are going, but also to make sure that you guys know that, yes, your camper's safety, your guys' safety, our staff safety is our utmost concern through this all. So yeah, there's some exciting things happening for us.
Yes. Yep. Thank you all. We hope this finds everyone well. We hope you are safe and doing well, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Awesome. Well, yay, summer 2021. Yay.
Yes.